Boom, baby, we are live. Welcome to the Tokyo Crypto Show, Season 2 with Best Cast Ever, Episode 150, all $100,000 Bitcoin indicators. Today's episode, guys, we are going to tell you all of the indicators that have guaranteed us, based upon our data, that $100,000 Bitcoin is imminent. It is going to happen here very, very, very soon. I'm joined by a panel of experts here today. We have Alex, the charts guy. We got James, the TradFi genius. And we got the D-Gen himself, Adham, the crypto Chad, joining us today. Good morning, good evening, good night. How you guys doing?
Amazing.
Excited. I mean,
good.
Yeah, look at the market.
Yeah, I mean, this market is good. It's imminent. And what the craziest part is, retail is still not here. They're starting to get here. But we're just going to jump right into it. Alex has provided so much information, guys. So Alex, whenever you're ready, brother, just take it away, because I know you got a lot to talk.
Let's go. Let me know when we are sharing away. Another day, another all-time high on Bitcoin. Everything is going absolutely amazingly. We've got a lot to talk about. So jumping in, I thought I'd start off just by going through a pre-trade checklist. So this is kind of what I do before getting into a position. It's a very quick little thing. And I'll post or I'll share a little screenshot of it later. But we'll just do it live right now. So firstly, you want to jump out and look at the month. So how's Bitcoin looking? So we go, what's the trend? Is the trend up or down? We can see we've got higher, higher, higher. We're currently 3 months up. Tick. Cool. Is the current bar above the open? Yes. Good. Have we closed above the last month? Or like, yeah, yes. Is the swing up? Yes, because the trend is up. Cool. Are we above the midpoint of this current candle? So here, we're currently looking at like 42% move this month. Very nice. So you just kind of pull it back and I go 21. Are we above this point? Absolutely, yes. Beautiful. So the monthly is looking amazing, because as we move in now, we'll jump to the weekly. As we move to smaller time frames, things get less clear and more like, oh, we could be going one way or the other. I've seen some people and they're posting charts like, oh, here's a big reversal. And they're looking at like the 1 hour chart, and then you just move out to the week and it's like the worst, most abysmal looking piece of shit I've seen in my life. So it's always really important to start out and then move in. When I'm looking to sell a top or to buy a bottom, then I'm on the 5-minute chart. But I've zoomed all the way in from the month and then worked my way in first. So the week, is the swing up or down? We've got up, up, up. Beautiful. Now, if we were to count it, we've actually gone. So we've got 1, 2, 3 weeks up, 1 down, 2 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're currently 6 weeks up. Beautiful. We're looking great. Runs typically go for 7 weeks, but from there they can easily keep moving. So I'd be looking into at least a week 7 before, you know, you'd be thinking, are we going to stall or maybe come down for a little bit? Now, we've sort of broken out from a massive range. So on the whole, I'm just going to keep holding because Bitcoin is broken out and just wants to keep going. So if you were to trade anything here as a trader, you might be able to pick up a few %. But you know, if we're sort of swing trading over a longer time period, you probably just don't even need to worry about it. But it's just good to see what's the week doing. Week's up, love it. What's the volume doing? Now, I'm about to turn off. I've turned off all of the annotations. I'm about to turn it back on, so get ready because it's a bloody mess. But we can see down here the volume. The current week, we're halfway through 18,246 Bitcoin traded on Bitstamp. So if we look through the previous weeks, down here, some weeks barely made it about 10,000 traded. So we're already double what we've done in previous weeks. So the volume is good. We want to see strong volume because that means people are trading, people are buying, things are happening. So very nice. The week count, we just did the week count, 6 weeks up. Beautiful. Percentage from all-time high. That's a good thing to see. Generally, you know, 25, 50, and 75% from an all-time high can be a good place to pick up something if you were expecting a low around that time. We are currently at all-time highs, so that's a bit irrelevant in this case. It's already going super, super well. And then we can look into things like the 3-day swing. So this is just, I've just come up here and chosen 3 days. You can, sometimes it doesn't pop up on TradingView. You have to actually go down and like specifically put in, I want 3 days, but you can see the 3-day chart is up as well. So this is looking beautiful. Now, if I was to go back to the, we'll swap over here to the daily, we can see red line, that's the 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average is the orange, 20-day moving average is the green. We can see that we've got green light on top, 20, 50, 200. That's what we want to see, which means we're in an uptrend and it's a good time to be bullish, and off we go. If we were in not this configuration, which let's jump over to Ethereum, and we can see on here, currently you've got the 200-day, it was on top, which is not good. We don't want to see that on the very top, but it is trending down, so that's good. The 20 is coming up, so that's good. The 50 is coming up, and that's good. But we are not seeing 20, 50, 200. 200 should be all the way at the bottom, and it's not. So this is not really, you know, a good trading kind of chart at the moment if you are looking to go long, because it's showing there's like indecision. So here, when the 200 is on top, if you had the opposite, 250, 20, then that means we're in a really good downtrend. It's a good time to short. So here, it's a little bit murky. So jumping out of Bitcoin, basically, that's the end of the checklist. If enough of those things are ticked off and we're looking good, then life's good in terms of the trading. You can also look at things like the 60-day cycle with Bob Lucas. And so he's currently saying, well, look, we've started our run and we are here on day 17. So we're looking for a low around day 30. So we've got all of this time to still keep going up or go sideways. I doubt that we'll have anything too dramatic. At most, we'd get a retest of the 73 breakout range, but that's quite dramatic, given, as the other guys will chat about, the huge inflows we've been having, all of the, you know, the OTC desks being absolutely raided. So it's looking good. If we were to look at something, and I keep bringing this up because I just can't stress enough, Solana, once again, new all-time high versus Ethereum. Really good. Ethereum is just not performing. I've got something else to show to discuss that and really put into perspective why we're far more keen on Solana than Ethereum. Solana Bitcoin, this is looking really, really good. So this week, Bitcoin has continued to push up and Solana is sort of just under its all-time high. We're seeing this nice coiling in. We're getting higher bottoms and lower highs. So this kind of pattern typically, well over 50% of the time, resolves to the upside, which would be really, really nice. Can
what
go
is
down?
that apex point right there? Yeah.
Which one, sorry, James?
When is that little point of the triangle?
Oh, here. Well, yeah, so
Okay.
24th of March is like the very end of this triangle. So you might have Solana keep pace with Bitcoin for quite a while before it jumps out. But typically, they sort of never really make it to the end. They kind of they shoot out a bit earlier. So in terms of Solana Bitcoin, Solana is giving us the impression that it wants to break out versus Bitcoin. So that's really, really good. Now,
so
I will...
Kind of going back to, sorry for interruption, I'm excited, right?
Yeah, jump in.
Our thesis is that we said the Bitcoin is going to move first, right, in this full cycle. Then Solana, which is we think overtake Ethereum, is going to move next. Then we said then other L1s and utility coins, then the memes, right? That's the rotation. So based on that, obviously, like you're saying, Bitcoin versus Solana, Bitcoin is stronger, relatively speaking, as of now, right? And but Solana has been moving up also. That means I'm thinking that Solana really hasn't come into the bull cycle yet, even, right? Because it's still weak against Ethereum or Bitcoin. So that means Solana has a lot more room to run.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll jump up this right here just to put in perspective from...
And just I want to add something to that too for you guys at home that might be wondering, oh my God, my meme bag is draining, my altcoin bag is draining. But this is what we've been saying since the beginning, since we started the Tokyo Crypto Show Season 2. When Bitcoin starts doing a new era of price discovery, which means it's trending upwards and it's not really showing any sign of slowing down. Remember, this has been consistently happening on a daily basis since President-elect Trump was selected to be the next president of the United States of America. And when Bitcoin starts going upwards, people start chasing the Bitcoin pump. So they sell their altcoins, they sell their meme coins, and they put the money into Bitcoin to ride the easy guaranteed profits up. But when Bitcoin does decide to stabilize, that is when all the money starts to trickle down into the altcoin market. And Bitcoin's dominance right now is 60%. I don't remember us being this high in Bitcoin dominance for this long at any point of any bull market too. Obviously earlier bull markets when there's left cryptocurrencies around, but I'm talking about 2017 and 2021. So that being said, if you're worried right now, because a lot of people are thinking, oh my God, it's over, the bull market's over, my altcoin bag is being destroyed. That is not the case whatsoever. That's because Bitcoin is the alpha male of the cryptocurrency market. Wherever Bitcoin goes, the market follows right after it does its thing. So Bitcoin is currently soaring, but I'm telling you, when Bitcoin stabilizes, we're going to see a lot of this money trickle down into the altcoins. Just pay attention and you'll see it soon. Alex, go ahead.
So up here, CoinGecko, we're having a look. So right now, you can see Ethereum's market cap, $369 billion. It's at $3,000. Solana's at 111 billion, 111.4 billion, and it's below its all-time high. So if we were to go to when Solana made its all-time high in the last cycle, so here's a historical snapshot of what CoinMarketCap looked like on that day, 6th of November 2021. Solana had a market cap of 77 billion. So that's about close to $40 billion discrepancy, or maybe 35, 36, $37 billion discrepancy. So Solana had a higher price despite having, probably 30% less money into the market cap. And that's because Solana has a much larger amount of inflation compared to Ethereum. So Ethereum, at the same point, 118 million as its supply, whereas today, the current supply, and we'll have to jump in, the current supply is 120 million. So it's only gone up like 1.8 million in terms of the inflation is very, very small on Ethereum. So given that the inflation is very small on Ethereum, then it doesn't require as much money to push it back up to that higher level, to push it back up to all-time highs. Yet for Solana, because there's like 30% more Solana around today than there was 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, the fact that it requires far more money to push Solana up to the all-time high, yet Solana is currently just shy of its all-time high, is another demonstration of the strength of Solana. Because you look at something like, Illuvium, and that has had the most insane inflation going on it. When Illuvium was like $2,000, it was close to $2,000. Today's price with the current supply, the price would be stuck at about $180 or something, like around $200. So it's inflated by nearly 10 times. So Solana hasn't inflated that much, but it's the same sort of consideration that there's a lot more circulating supply. So that means the price gets diluted. It's just like if you print money, the money gets diluted. Yet the value of it is pretty much at the highest value it's ever been. So it's not even that Solana is just outpacing Ethereum and now it happens to be at an all-time high when Ethereum is not. It's the fact that it is absolutely demolished Ethereum when it comes to how it's going. So, like, a lot of people have already been swapping their Ethereum out for Solana. It's up to you what you do. I certainly did that a little while back now, and I have been loving that decision. So, ride your winners, cut your losers, and Ethereum has just been losing. At least for me all year it was, and I got rid of it, and I've never been happier. So there's that. One more thing I just wanted to touch base on, Polymarket. I really, really love Polymarket. It has really, really good, the percentages you see here are sort of a live feed on how people are feeling about the chances of various stuff. So it's a really good barometer to see where everyone's at emotionally. However, I would say that Polymarket is absolutely untradeable. It is not worth ever doing anything on Polymarket because, Bitcoin above $90,000 tomorrow. Do we think that'll be the case? Yes. Well, you got a 93% chance, so you'll only get 7%. Your 93 cents on the dollar will go to $1. So you'll make 7%. That sounds nice. But if you're wrong, you lose everything. So you come over somewhere here, Solana all-time high when? Q4, 75%. We could get an all-time high tomorrow. We could get it the next day. We probably will get it. It is very likely before the end of the year we will have an all-time high in Solana. So you might sit there and go, well, I will earn, my 75 cents will go to $1 if I choose yes. The thing is, if Solana makes its all-time high, or rather when, it will move up far greater than what you will gain from that 75 to 100. So it's not worth betting on Polymarket in that case. So whenever you see something that you think that's a guaranteed win for me, unless you can see that you will make more money doing it on Polymarket, there's no point doing it. And on Polymarket, if you're wrong, you lose everything. And when you're making a trade, ideally, you want to see a 3-to-1 risk reward or reward to risk. So you want to have like, oh, I might lose $1, but I could make $3. Whereas on Polymarket, if you're wrong, you get wiped. You're gone. You lose the entire amount you put up. So use Polymarket. My recommendation anyways is Polymarket's a great tool to see where the market's at. But as far as a trading tool goes, it is absolutely useless. There is no point, because you will make more money just by like holding your crypto than betting on any crypto, if that makes sense.
Yeah, your risk profile is upside down, like you were saying, right, Alex? Mm. It's upside down. And I think it's good to use Polymarket as a market thermometer to see what the market thinks, and use it as a directional tool, saying that, hey, it's going to move up or down based on this, right? But like you said, don't actually bet on the Polymarket. Actually bet the underlying asset that you're looking at.
Yeah, because if you have any bets on Solana, any bets on anything like Ethereum, any bets on Bitcoin, any bets on anything, any bets on an exchange listing, you might make 10% on an exchange listing, but when that crypto gets listed, it will go up far more than 10%.
Yeah.
So you just shot yourself in the foot, because your risk, if you were wrong, is you lose everything.
Yeah,
if you're right, you only get 10%. And then what are you going to do? You're going to turn it into USDT, USDC, and you're going to put it on an exchange, and you're going to try and buy that crypto that you bet would be listed, and it's already gone, and you have less. So it's like, don't complicate your life. It's okay. So yeah, just realize that it's really not worth it. It's really not worth it to use Polymarket. One more thing I just wanted to share as well. This is a bit more of a macro thing.
Take your time, bro. This is phenomenal. Take your time.
Peter Brandt on Bitcoin Live. He's an old dude who's been around for decades and decades and decades. And I have been enjoying watching him. He has like different tranches of his portfolio. And basically the last sort of 10%, he commits based on certain very strict metrics. And that before Bitcoin broke out, it kept on flip-flopping between them. So he kept on putting an update out like every day. Oh, I've sold it. Oh, I've bought it. Oh, I've sold it. Oh, I've bought it. Oh, I've sold it. And so it was quite funny. But anyways, it's off. And, I can chuckle at him, but at the same time, this man has made gazillions. So, instead I just sit there and shut up and listen. So here is something he put out recently. And this is a theory he's been working on, where basically he draws these parabolic curves, these parabolas. And he's noticed that it goes from like the bottom of the bear market, and it just kind of threads through the market. So here was the market top. And so he has a thesis whereby, should this parabola be violated, the bull market's over. And same here. Once it's invalidated, the bull market's over.
Yeah.
Once it's invalidated, the bull market's over. So he's now drawn one for this bull market here. So this is something that we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out over time. But, he's got a high sitting here anywhere from 134 to 400K. So he's just going to be watching this, and he's going to use that as one of his major metrics to determine if it's time just to like, whoops, I've missed the top, time to just dump everything. Because so far it has proved to be a winning strategy. So
yeah, looks good.
So he was the COVID crash as well. So you can see how like a very brief violation of the boundary, but then that was like, less than an hour.
That was actually a buying opportunity, right?
Yeah. And so that's how he took it, as we've come down here. It's so early, but it was super quick, rapidly regained again. So I'll just buy some more.
Opportunity of lifetime.
Exactly. So absolutely wonderful. Should he put more updates about this, I'll keep you posted. But this is another interesting theory that's sort of just come by my desk that I think it seems to have legs. So let's just add it as yet another tool for us to use to determine whether or not it's time for us to get out. Because you don't want to just rely on one sort of thing. Like people see on the charts, they've got all the GAN fans out, but that is only one thing that I use of many. So I have
one
a big
data point, right? You want to rely on one data point.
And I need to see like the vast majority of everything saying yes, it's go time, and then I will go make a trade.
His target for this bull run is kind of right in the ballpark with ours. Ours was between 150 to 300, and he's saying what 150 to 400 is what.
Well, yeah, 134 to 400. Yeah, that's sort of. Is.
So we're like, you know, again, it's good to see all the data points, kind of like you said, not using just one data source, but using all the data points and the composite of it, kind of converging, kind of similar to our conclusion. Pretty neat.
So it's looking good, looking freaking good. So,
looking real fantastic. I just want to quickly touch on what you were saying as well, because you said, just to double check, this chart I'm looking at is a little outdated. You said currently in the month of November for Bitcoin, we're up 42%, correct?
No, that doesn't sound right. 42 sounds a bit high. Just November. This month we are. Oh, actually, no, yeah, that's exactly right. Let me go up. 42%, this monthly candle, 66 to 94,872. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, just to build onto that, because, you know, what you were saying is such valuable information. And thank you. That was phenomenal. Guys, one's in the chat for Alex, Charts Guy. I mean, come on. That's if that's not alpha, I don't know what the hell is. Here we are. This is the annual Bitcoin return chart. And the number he said, this 34% in November right here is actually 42%. And, you know, quite frankly, it's probably going to be even higher than 42% if everything pans out the way it is, because I'm going to go last because I'm going to kind of jump in and just kind of give supporting data for everybody. But again, as you guys know, Tokyo Crypto Show Season 2, we are all data driven. We are not selling hopium. We are not telling you, you know, this creator is this amazing guy, so you should buy. You know, when we like Alex just mentioned, he has a very strict checklist that he's stringent upon applying as to when he's going to make a trade or as to when he's going to make a sell. So if you take a look here too, if you look at the history of Bitcoin, every time we have a green September, we have here 2023 green September, we have green October, green November, green December. So every time you see a green September, the whole year closes out. So now we're here in November at 42%, and all of the data is really showing that we are absolutely going to continue out this year green all the way to the end. I mean, do you guys believe we're going to be green all the way to the end, or is that just me who believes that?
I think it'll be very
I think so.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the math is just clear as day. And just adding on to what Alex said as well. So today is Wednesday in America. The ETFs, we don't have the full numbers yet, but BlackRock alone today bought over $600 million worth of ETFs into Bitcoin just today. Yesterday, all of the ETFs collectively bought $812 million worth of the Bitcoin ETF. We don't have the full numbers in yet. They're still coming. But if you just, again, if you guys, I recommend, let me tell you something, guys. I recommend you guys at home, if you're serious about making money, make a new Twitter account, make a new X account, and make this your dedicated crypto account only. That way you can see a live feed of data of what is going on in the cryptocurrency markets right now. Don't mix it in with your other stuff. Trust me, you're going to be uniform in what you're doing. And follow this account here, HODL 15 Capital, because they show you, as you can see right here, this was posted 34 minutes ago, fresh update, $625 million alone into the ETFs from BlackRock. Fidelity is the number 2 in the game. they put in $134 million in inflows. Grayscale with 0 today, BitB with only 9 million, but this here is looking like, because they don't have a lot of the other ones yet, but I think when everything comes in, we're going to be close to another consecutive day close to $1 billion of inflow. And James mentioned to me, and I just want to make this clear to you guys at home as well. Once these ETFs purchase Bitcoin, it is immediately reflected in the price. Is that correct, James?
Yeah, they have a grace period, obviously. But way it works is that when you're such a big players like this, you don't want to inject the whole slug of $600 million into the market, because it's going to push the price up. It's going to actually work against them, right? So what they do is they have a grace period of how long they have until they have to fully invest that money into the market. You know, they can't, it's not 24 hours. They got a few days to a week, right? So they can tend to kind of send the money to whatever their custodian is, or in this case will be Coinbase with a lot of these guys. And the Coinbase trading desk would work with the money to make sure that their execution of a buy orders don't push the price up too much, you know? So what you'll see in the chart is kind of what we see kind of over last a few days is that the price kind of moving this way, right? Instead of just shooting right up. And that's kind of indication of the whales accumulating, okay? Then once that's done, and when they are ready to move the price up, they will push the last slug in of huge, you know, one of the major positions. So they'll use, let's just say, 60-70% of the money to accumulate. Then the last 30% of slug, when they're ready to push it in, they'll just pump it in. That way it'll pump the price up so they can get more customers through the door for their ETF. Because the all-time high price and, you know, best price moves upside, that actually gives FOMO to the retail investors. So they are going to jump in on the Bitcoin trade.
Great stuff. James, I think you're up next. You have a couple of things you want to say.
Yeah, here, let me send you this link here.
Okay. So as you guys know, James is currently and has been working in the TradFi world. He works at a Fortune 100 company. He is a real G. He has actually generated hundreds of millions of dollars for clients over, how long have you been in there? Sorry, it's 2 decades?
In TradFi, yeah, about 20 years.
Yeah, so 20 years of experience we have here for you. He's also a passport bro, living the good life out there in the Philippines. He's the mayor of Burgos. If you guys didn't know, also he's the mayor of Burgos Street. If you don't know where Burgos Street is, don't worry about it. But if you know what Burgos Street is, he's the mayor. He's a man of the people. I think you're the vice president of Angeles City as well.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Good
okay,
times.
let me send you this here.
Okay.
This is one of the big news that, if you guys haven't, second link here, the CNN one.
Okay. Okay, great. I was going to talk about this. Perfect. Okay, and here we go. Right here we go. There you go. Take a look.
Yeah, this is huge, right? President-elect Trump picked Lutnick. Let me get his name right.
Howard Lutnick.
Howard Lutnick, CEO of Canton Fitzgerald financial services firm, as a Secretary of Commerce, which is in charge of all the commodities and its futures in the United States, right? And SEC finally came out saying that, hey, majority of the crypto are going to be commodity classified as. So this is huge. And he is a huge proponent and fan of Tether, which is one of the backbone of crypto industry, right? Because everything has to be bridged through one of the stable coins, and Tether is probably the 800-pound gorilla in the room for the crypto industry. So that's huge. I mean, this I think. Then next thing we're probably looking at would be Gary Gensler, if he's going to resign, and he said he would before he gets fired. Probably going to go work for Larry Fink over at BlackRock after that. But there will be next pick would be the chairman of SEC, and if that person has to be pro crypto, which it looks like it would be, I mean that is huge for the next 4 years for the whole crypto industry. And the other thing I've heard is that the Senate majority and House majority obviously are going to be Republicans, are going to try to push through a new revised crypto regulation, which would give the markets more certainty into how the crypto will be regulated, which it would be another catalyst for the bull run, for the current crypto bull run. Next thing, can you?
I want to add into that real quick because it's actually a point I wanted to mention. But the current SEC chair is a terrible person. Gary Gensler, he's a terrible individual. He's been causing so much trouble to the cryptocurrency industry since he was appointed by the Biden administration. And you've got to remember this, guys, how it works with the Democrats is they want as many people on government assistance as possible. And when you're on crypto, you don't need government assistance. You are the government assistance, okay? And that's why they're anti-crypto, because they want to keep people poor. This is not a conspiracy theory thing. This is literally how they run politics. Now, we have Howard Lutnick, who actually is on record saying he owns hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. Do you think that this man is going to get into office and not pump his bags? Just ask yourself about human nature, okay? Ask yourself, okay? If you are going to get into crypto and you have a big bag and you're incentivized to do something to make your bag go up, yes, you're going to do it. So now here's what's happening. President Trump is considering Teresa Goody, as she's a cryptocurrency lawyer, and he is considering her to lead the SEC as well. So awesome. Teresa Goody, Julian, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. But she is, there you go. She's very pro crypto. She actually has her own little cryptocurrency podcast that she talks about stuff as well. You can follow her on X here at Teresa Goody.
Shut up and take my money.
The great thing is right now we are having, at this point in history, we have the most pro crypto government at the helm of America, with the largest economy in the world, with America being that. So it is also, like I just said, from a pure mathematical and logical standpoint, we're going to see what happens when they get into office. But these people are incentivized to put money in the American people's pockets, because that's what Trump ran on. Trump ran on two things when it came to his presidency. He ran on stopping illegal immigration and the invasion that's happening at the southern border, which was just an open door under the Biden administration, and the economy, which the open border does have a direct relationship to what happens in the economy. The illegal immigrants and the illegal immigration, 20 million plus people. This is also part of the housing crisis in America as well. So he is running on those things. We're going to see what they do, because, politicians say they're going to do a bunch of things, but his picks right now for appointing people to his administration are extremely pro crypto. And it's looking like, it's looking real bullish, because also, in addition to that, real quick, I'm just going to add this point. If you take a look at what was going on with the news in regards to Brian Armstrong is the president and CEO of Coinbase, which is the largest cryptocurrency.
Shut up and take my money.
The largest cryptocurrency exchange in America. And President Trump is set to have a meeting with Brian Armstrong, who is the CEO of Coinbase, and he's going to be discussing appointments with him. That is extremely bullish. I am telling you guys now, if you're not taking crypto seriously, you're going to leave profits on the table. you'll be left behind, because 2025 is going to be a phenomenal year, barring some black swan event. We know that Ukraine has been launching missiles into Russia right now. We're keeping an eye on that because that could be a very black swan event. However, just a couple hours ago, President Putin came out and said he is willing to communicate with the United States and Donald Trump to discuss the ceasefire. So if that happens, Adham was telling me, if there's peace in the Middle East, which God knows if that ever is going to fucking happen, and if there's peace in Ukraine, and the war, basically, if this war between Russia and Ukraine stops, I think the markets will roar. James, does traditional finance reflect that? Like when war stops, do markets typically pump?
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing is even more important, the market, not the war, but the regulation, right? What we're seeing is kind of Trump administration putting right people in the positions they can, cut a lot of the red tapes that have been put in by Biden administration. Because I think a lot of the Biden administration, like John said, they'd rather have people depend on the government handouts instead of giving them tools to create wealth, right? I would like to kind of pull back a little bit and play a little bit of devil's advocate on the Gary Gensler situation. Gary used to teach cryptocurrency course at MIT, and you can actually take the course yourself. It's an open source or open courseware on MIT. You can take the course for free. You can watch those lectures and do all the materials and do that at MIT. And he was very pro crypto at MIT, right? Mm-hmm. And I think what happened. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, people were excited when he got appointed because he's pro crypto. I remember that.
Yeah, and I think what happened was that when he got into or get appointed as chairman of SEC, he was going to try to loosen some regulation, but he had to play the political game with the ruling party at that point, which was driven a lot by, one of the person that's driving anti-crypto sentiment is Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, right? And I think she was a chairman of banking committee, or she was a senior member of banking committee, right? So he had to play ball with her. And I would just go to say that he wasn't a really crypto-friendly SEC chairman, but he got the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETF approved under his terms, which you can say a lot more than previous regime at SEC, right? So I think he was kind of playing his options. Hey, let me kind of play the political game with the Democratic Party, while kind of hedge my bet and looking for exit when I exit, and maybe work for people like Larry Fink at BlackRock, right? Because without Gary's approval, that Bitcoin or the Ethereum ETF would not have been approved. And I think that huge.
I'm gonna have to counter you on that last point. I'm more of the belief that he was forced to approve.
I was going to say the same thing. I think BlackRock's like, listen, dude, if you don't want to disappear, you better approve this.
There's no way BlackRock was accepting a denial of those ETFs.
BlackRock is the fourth arm of the U.S. government, right? So, I mean, whatever they want, they get it through the government. So, I think Gary's going to go work for Larry after this. Larry Fink, Big Daddy Larry Fink, right? It's pretty funny. The other data point I like to share with you guys is that, John, can you click on that CNBC link?
Yep. Okay.
Well, it's great.
Oh, yeah, this one was big. This was huge news.
Yeah.
What an idiot. Here we go.
Yeah. So it's coming up. Chamath Palihapitiya, one of the billionaires from Facebook, one of the founding members of Facebook, and he's on the All In podcast. It's pretty good. He said about a year and a half ago, in April of 2023, crypto is dead.
Stupid fool.
He's like, I'm selling my Bitcoin, and I think he bought some land in Lake Tahoe with that money. And he's like, crypto is dead. Everybody should leave America because the regulatory environment for the crypto, yada, yada, yada. 18 months ago. Now, on the latest All In podcast, he's saying, hey, Bitcoin, 500,000, end of 2025. I mean, it's just, now you see the pivot that's kind of happening in the mainstream media and the podcast sphere, right? Because, so you can see kind of sentiment is turning from very anti-crypto to very crypto-friendly. And I think we're just kind of seeing the beginning of it, because I think, like Alex was saying, a lot of people are worried, oh, we're going to see the top, 95,000 Bitcoin, it's the top. Well, yeah, local top might be, right? But I don't think this is the cycle top.
Real quick, RM7, we're going to go to your next point right after this, James. RM77 on a $10 super chat. He says, how low can we expect a BTC crash after the high? We don't know, man. Like, it would be unethical for us to even say, but right now, like, this is like the guy, I don't know, I'll tell this to the panel. I don't know if you guys watch my Friday show, but a guy called in on Friday. He's like, hey, MLD, listen, I just made a play and I want you to run it by. He's like, I'm shorting a company right now. It's called MicroStrategy. Do you think this is a good strategy? I said, dude, you are a fucking idiot. I said, you're a fucking idiot. If you're shorting MicroStrategy right now, sir, stop what you're doing. Cancel that. You're about to lose all your fucking money.
Okay, counter that. It depends on the holding period, right? If he's shorting for the local correction, sure, you can make money on that, but the probability is not good. You know, it's not a good high probability play for the long term.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. The probability of a short playing off in a bull market is really, really, really low. So you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, don't trade against the trend.
Can we go one more? Can you
one more? Let me
share
just
that?
let me just quickly let me add this. Is selling all my sats a good move at the peak? So you won't be able to determine the peak, and the peak is probably going to be somewhere in Q4. James is actually going to be talking about that right now. So don't try to time the market. If I were you, I would be buying more Bitcoin and then getting ready to get out in Q4 of 2025. If you watched my previous episode, actually, I'm just going to share it right now because I'm real quick. Finish it off. He says, MLD, you're the man. Thank you for helping me make so much money. Bought at 35K after Masculine Empowerment Network. You're welcome. And here's why. James is going to touch on this. But again, I told you guys this previously. These are your 3 checkpoints for when the cryptocurrency market top is going to be in. Okay, first things first is the total crypto market cap. Remember, we were not even at 3 trillion last time. Now we are at 3 trillion market cap. The next thing to look for is 5 trillion market cap for all the crypto in the world. After that is 7.5, and then we believe 10 will be the max and peak if we get there. But these are preliminary checkpoints you must achieve in order to get here. So you have to be paying attention to this. Also, we believe Bitcoin is probably going to top out somewhere around 200,000 maximum. Could go higher, but I think this is a safe point to start getting your chips off the table when everybody's running in, you know, when retail is running in. And then again, based upon historical data, top will most likely be in Q4 2025. These 3 things here, just take a screenshot, get a tattoo. I don't care, but these 3 check marks here are extremely important and related to like what Alex was saying. You have to have a series of check marks that you need to be running all your decisions by. You can't just be chasing pumps and, oh, it's going to go to the moon, bro. All this stupidity is going to cause you to lose money. The numbers are not in your favor. Statistically speaking, without training, without help, without guidance, without studying, you're going to lose money. And you're going to put it in most likely our pockets here because you'll be our exit liquidity. So don't be stupid. Pay attention. Get your shit together and take this seriously because this is an opportunity of a lifetime right now.
If I can quickly answer the first part of the question about how low, there's no exact low, but a good reference point is whatever the Bitcoin mining cost is at that moment. I wish Elias was here to confirm. But essentially, if you look at past cycles, after the peak, Bitcoin, when it went down, it never went below the cost of production of Bitcoin at that moment.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
I think, I could be mistaken, but I think the cost right now is around $40,000 for 1 Bitcoin. So you could potentially look at that as a cycle bottom after the bull market, but again, it's not certain. It could go lower for a bit, or it could never get that low and
Yeah.
stay a bit higher. But just to give a general idea, that's the range you could potentially look at.
So this time the game has changed, right, guys? What we didn't have previous bear cycle or bear market after the bull market is ETFs. These ETFs are hungry and they're ready to gobble up any liquidity during the downturn. So, 80% correction last three, bear cycles, I don't see it happening anymore. I think the ETFs are going to just gobble up all the Bitcoin as they can. 50%, sure, maybe. 30%, more than likely, right? Not again, I'm not saying for all the crypto, but for the Bitcoin, right? The Bitcoin is going to kind of decouple from the rest of the crypto market, I think. We're going to see that in this bear market because there's just such a huge bag underneath it to catch any falling prices on the Bitcoin. Alex, what do you think?
I was just answering someone's question about like when it comes time to sell, do you just dump everything, or do you like what do you do? And basically, we have like my mind goes to the saying always leave a moon bag. But I just had an example from one of the Bitcoin Live guys who's been in crypto for like 10 years now, and he never sells more than 40% of his Bitcoin, and he sells it like 10%. As the bull market gets through, he just goes, cool, now I'm going to sell 10%. The first of the next month, I'm selling 10%. The first of the next month, I'm selling 10%. And he sells, about 40%, and then bear market happens, and then he just starts laddering in again. Smart. And he's just kind of left it. And, over the last sort of two markets, like he's had absolutely ridiculous gains. And he's just like, I don't even try to time it. I'm just, taking a long-term thing for it, not selling the majority of his bag. And it's worked really well for him. Now, it depends on how big your bag is, because his bag's in like the several millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars that he's dealing with. So if you're just dealing with like a few grand, it might just be like, whatever. Like,
sell it all. Yeah.
Just like, don't worry too much about it. And then in a bear market, you work, because if it's a few grand, it's not like you're retired or anything. You still be working, still be saving. So you might have a bigger bag and you're a bit more knowledge to then move into another market cycle and go from there. So, you could feel free to leave a little bit always, but that little bit might be 2%, that might be 10%. But, unless you've been sitting there staring at it all the time and you're trading it all the time and you actually have the time to be doing that, then like, don't put that pressure on yourself to try and time the market. Like we spoke about a few weeks ago, and we spoke about it in like the private chat as well. Like the best you could have done if you were to like sell on the day of the top, you're still like 10% off the top. Like you had like a couple of like 15 minutes to sell in this period, and anything else after that, you're like your best price is like 10 or 15% from the top. So you're never going to sell the top. It's never going to happen. So don't even try, but just try and get around there. And try and work out like an average exit, as opposed to just like, you see these people on the meme coins who just dump like 100% of their meme coin position instantly in one clip, and they lose. Like what was it Giga the other week? And the guy,
Giga. Yep,
if
Giga.
he just sold it like over 3 or 4 sells, he would have ended up with like $4 or $5, $6 million more. Like, it's just chill out, like relax.
Well, they don't understand the price action.
That's it.
Price
It's about liquidity. Yep. When you sell that much at that time, there's no liquidity, and so
you got to compare with the available liquidity. That's right.
And that's another reason why it's good to sell before a top than after. If you start selling out, because you're selling into buying pressure as opposed to selling when everyone else is selling. So you'll find that on DeFi, your transactions will just go through, but after the top, they'll start to fail. You have to change the slippage. You'll have to start.
Everybody's heading for exit. Everybody's heading.
And then you start panicking. Oh god! And then and then you sell, and that you saw the price, and you went, "Cool, I'll make this much." And then you look at your bag, and there's like 20% less, and you're like, "What the hell? What's going on?" And that's just
and you can be like safe in the sense that if you sell on the way up, it doesn't matter like necessarily, unless you sell like at the very beginning. But if you sell like any point from, I would say, the middle of the cycle onwards, you can be relaxed knowing that you are definitely above whatever the market bottom is gonna be in the bear market. So don't worry, you're gonna have a chance to buy lower.
Yeah.
Like don't think you're gonna missed on everything. Like it could probably go up a bit more. That's why you always leave a moon bag, but you're definitely way above what it's gonna end up bottoming at.
And always, and when thinking about exit, to think about the opposite side of coin, right? What if you're wrong on the exit and it keeps moving back up?
Yeah,
always have a re-entry point, right? Say, hey, I sold it at 220,000, but if I see 225, I'm gonna jump back in, right? So have a re-entry strategy also, because just like Alex said, nobody knows. Nobody can call the top. The top can only be called afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. I mean, like this guy's here every week. This guy Sandwich Chef. Here's your 5 minutes of fame, buddy. He's always disagreeing with us in the chat. He's like, no, you can time the top. You can time the top. Like, listen, no, you can't, because if you did, you'd be in an island full of you'd
be working for Ken Griffith over Citadel, right?
You wouldn't be here watching us. So if you knew everything, you'd be on the panel, but you don't, and nobody can time the top. That's why, like, guys, please listen to what Alex was saying. Have a checklist that is based in math and logics, okay? And again, this is why I've been consistently saying this over and over and over again, okay? With this bull market, you need solid, logical people on your side. You need people who can tell you exactly what is going to happen. And we can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but like I said, this is a great checklist right here. Okay. Total market cap, first 3 trillion, then 5 trillion, then 7.5, then 10. If this initial checkpoint is not being hit, then it invalidates number 2 and most likely invalidates number 3. So you have to be paying attention, because Bitcoin leads the way. You need a total crypto analysis. It cannot just be, oh, my feelings, bro. Oh, I think it's going to go up. Oh, I think it's going to go down. You know, you're going to be absolutely wrecked if you think that. You are absolutely and statistically going to be wrecked. The odds are not in your favor with such poor behavior like that. And we are trying to help save you guys money. Okay. It is really terrible to see how much bad advice is out there with people who are painted as authorities giving terrible advice. And that's what we're trying to do here on the Tokyo Crypto Show Season 2. That's why it's not just me and some other person. We have a team of actual experts who are experts in multiple areas. I am an expert because I've been in multiple bull markets. This is my 3rd bull market. You know, I've really leaned into meme coin mastery this time around. Like I said, James, 20 years in TradFi. Alex has been doing charting for the longest time. Adham is a blockchain developer. He knows how to do pretty much everything in cryptocurrency. He understands the deep side of tech. That's why I have Elias, the mining guy. And that's why we have Stock Market Steve also, who's currently actively trading in the stock market, also working in TradFi. So you have the most well-balanced statistical probability of getting profit in your pocket today. That is what we're doing here on the channel. Real quick, I want to say a shout out to we got a $2 super chat. My Truth says, any knowledge of what Lutnick's bags are? Apparently it's just Bitcoin from what I've been hearing. Okay. So, James, you wanted to talk about one more thing. Do you want me to share that image?
Yeah, that Milk Road thing. I think that's really good tying into what you were talking about, the checkpoints, or the milestones.
So if you take a look here, this is what we're talking about now.
Yeah, so this is it was provided by Milk Road, which is one of the crypto news data service here. This is what they think would look like at the end of 2025, and they're kind of within the same ballpark of $10 trillion total market cap. They think that Bitcoin is going to make up about 40% of the market cap, about $4 trillion. But remember, we're already at 1.9 for Bitcoin. So I think this might be kind of tad, pessimistic on the Bitcoin. But they think the layer one are going to make up about 3.5 trillion. This would be ETH, Solana, BNB, yada, yada, yada. Then DeFi of the 700 billion, and there's others, right? DeFi is kind of like your DEXs, peer-to-peer lending, stuff like that, right? So, but one of the things, I agree with the kind of the total size of the pie, as to say, but I think they're kind of being pessimistic on the Bitcoin. I think the Bitcoin is going to make up more than 40% of the market cap just because of the liquidity that's coming into the ETFs. And I think the layer one is going to be about the same than DeFi. And I kind of agree with that, but I think maybe Bitcoin will hold a bigger position in this pie chart than what they're thinking. So even if we just go with what they say here, we're already at 1.9 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going to be a little bit more than double. So kind of what John was saying of 200,000 Bitcoin kind of makes sense, right, guys? And right now I think we're at about 700 or 800 billion market cap for the layer ones. So they think layer ones have a 4 to 5x more to go.
Can you explain, James? Could you explain what a layer one is for the audience in simple terms?
That's the non-Bitcoin base chain that everything else rides on. So there'll be like Ethereum, Solana,
Cardano,
BNB, Cardano, yada yada yada. So layer one's right now at I think between 700 to 800 billion. So they think layer one has at least 4 or 5 more times to go, right? So that kind of goes back to what we were saying about Solana. Solana right is at $230. So 4 times, that's what, 920 to 5 times, a little over $1,000. So our target Solana, I remember, guys, was $800 to $1,000. It's right in the ballpark.
Yeah.
And again, you got to think that within the layer one composite here, that remember, Ethereum makes up a huge portion of that. But our thesis for this bull run is that Solana is going to take over Ethereum as the leader of layer one. So let's just assume that everything stays the same as today. Solana is going to go probably between 800 to 1,000. But if it can take more of the market share away from Ethereum, and we're currently seeing it happening, it's going to go far beyond that.
Yeah. Just quickly on, just to recap the point I made about inflation on Solana versus Ethereum. Currently, if the amount of inflation was the same, like they like neither of them had any inflation from the previous bull market, then Solana would be 37% above the all-time high that it got. It should be at about $356, right?
Yep.
Whereas Ethereum is currently 39% below its all-time high. So it's sort of like it's just being it's being absolutely crushed by Solana.
And
like Solana, there is a real chance that Solana will flip Ethereum in market cap, which would be crazy.
Isn't ETH deflationary? They burn ETH, right?
They tried, but it's not working. So there's slight inflation. It's not much. It's not much. To be perfectly honest, it's actually pretty stable. Like over 2 years, it's only gone up like 1.8.
Not working. That's the theme of ETH. Not working.
So they've pulled it off.
Solana is between 6 and 7% annual inflation. So.
So even with that, it's still destroying. Yeah. It's still destroying Ethereum.
It's not working. I'm just laughing at how there's so many idiots out there like, yeah, buy ETH, buy ETH, buy ETH. Like, okay, great. Looks like Bitcoin just as of right now, fresh on the desk, guys. Congratulations to everybody on the panel.
Get money!
You're taking a look right now. Bitcoin has just surpassed 95,000, all-time high smashed live on the show here. $95,015 straight from DGen News. Looking good, looking hot. We are rocking and rolling, guys. Oh, that's actually old news. Sorry. Got a quick update. According to CoinMarketCap, we are sitting pretty, 95,323. And if you guys want to know why that's happening, that's because the Tokyo Crypto Show Season 2 is live, and we're talking about we're moving the market, baby. 100+ people watching.
People are FOMOing in. People are FOMOing
Get ready. We're setting everybody up. You guys gonna be our exit liquidity. We've been found out. Man,
it's funny because, like, kind of going back to what John said about the milestone for exit on
Speaking
the top
of
of the
money.
bull market. Yeah,
how we doing?
Welcome aboard.
Marvelous.
Go ahead, James. Go ahead, James.
Oh, it's a really good tie-in into what you were saying about the milestone or the checklist for the exit for top of the bull market, right? I mean, like we were saying in the beginning of the show, that all the data points are converging into what we've been saying for over a year now. I mean, it's crazy.
Gustavo Soto says it is a good idea to buy Doge right now. Let me just tell you something. Anybody saying that Doge is a good buy is a fucking moron, okay? They are a moron. There are way more profitable memes out there. You have to spend billions just to move Doge a penny, okay? You have to spend so much money to move. Doge is old news. You got to be looking at memes like Chill Guy that just hit the market. And another thing too, I mean, we just have so much information. I don't know, chat, what do you say? Do you guys, I mean, we have so much information. We're coming up on an hour. Do you want us just to stop the show right now? Because we could just stop and come back next week and give you more information. Or do you want us to keep going? 1, if you want us to keep going. 2, in the chat, if you want us to stop. Because I haven't even got to my section. Adam hasn't even got to his section. And we just want to make sure that we're abiding by the law of the chat. And looks like the ones are flowing in. So we're going to keep going. Alex, I know you're the most busy person on the panel. Are you got time? Can you stick around?
Yeah, I'll stay around. I might just have to vanish a bit just to grab a drink, but
yeah, do it. Pop one on right on the fucking stream. My Truth, $10 super chat. Perhaps this question before the end of the broadcast. Would you agree, disagree? Bitcoin tier 1, yes. ETH tier 2, no.
No.
Sol tier 3,
no.
Alex came out. He's like, fuck that. I got to come back and talk shit about me. Ethereum is dog shit. Ethereum is dying, guys. Go on your computer. Type in ETH/BTC chart. Actually, I'll just do it right now. Fuck it. Okay. This is what consistently we've been telling you guys. Okay. Ethereum has been bleeding up a painful, sad, pitiful death that I love to watch. Okay. I love watching my enemies suffer.
It's been done since 2022.
Dude, it's been atrocious. It has been atrocious. Buying Ethereum is not a good move. Look at this chart. This is not what you want to see. Okay. It was at its high here during the last bull run, right at the end. This was December of 21. And then since then, look at this. Okay. This means it's losing value against Bitcoin. It's going down. It's dying. It's like that meme when you say, stop it. He's already dead. It's already dead. Excuse me. It's totally dead and gone. And just in a slight comparison here, take a look at the Solana Bitcoin chart. Okay. Because this is a chart that is not like the Ethereum chart whatsoever. Okay. You want to be seeing a chart that is moving upwards and onwards. Okay. You don't want to be seeing, a terrible downward trend in a bull market. That's what you do not want to see. Okay. Because look, this is what was happening here. Okay. In comparison, let me go to December. So this is December. Okay, when it was compared to Bitcoin, it was a lot higher. So there was a lot less cryptocurrency involved, and that's why it was here. So it definitely died down and had a really bad 22. It went all the way down to $8. But as you can see, it has made a monumental comeback, and it is trending upwards. You know, it's in this consolidation phase too that's been happening for quite some time. Obviously, it just broke out recently, but it's not like Ethereum, which is a slow, painful bleed outwards. Just look at the price action. Look at the price action that's been happening with Ethereum. It's non-existent. It's non-existent. The Ethereum ETF is a complete joke. So,
John, can you do SUI divided by Solana?
Yes, SUI/Sol.
Yep.
Okay, 1 second.
Very interesting chart, guys.
Well, I tell you what, SUI seems to be the 2021 Solana of this run.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. Oh wait, let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yes. Okay. Let me go to the daily chart. Hold on. Let me get full screen. Okay. So yeah, this is. Oh wait, 1 second. The thing's kind of freaking out on me. Alex, can you pull it up? My trading view's screwing up for some reason.
Yeah, it's just I don't see like a native pair on it, so I have to make like a brand new one. So
let me see. Hold on, let me go to one. James, do you have it on your computer?
Give me 1 second.
Let me see if I can. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is a simple one. This is all time here. But if this is the SUI Solana, it's a simple chart. It's nothing anything. It's nothing groundbreaking. But I mean, right there. Is that what you're talking about there, James?
Yeah, look at that, huh?
Yeah. You know, so this is talking about SUI going based upon the value of Solana. So really good chart here. And then SUI came out in May of last year. So really, really young cryptocurrency. You know, it's been pretty fast. They've had some scandals with some of the holders and founders with a couple of money here and there. Jesus Christ, we're at 95,600. We might crack 96,000 here on the stream. Which is just unreal, really just crazy. Steve, welcome back to the show. You want to just give us a quick little catch up of what's going on with TradFi, the markets and everything? Obviously, NVIDIA is ripping. Steve, I'll tell you a funny joke. Somebody called in on Friday and asked me, they said, hey, I have this financial plan. I want to run it by you. I'm shorting a stock and I think I'm going to make a lot of money on it. The name of the stock is MicroStrategy. You know, what do you think about that? Obviously, I told him it was a terrible thing to do, but
terrible decision for so many reasons. Oh my God. Look, you never short hype stocks. Hype stocks can crumble into, you know, the abyss tomorrow, or they can shoot up 200% the next day. It's so unpredictable, and don't dare get into the thinking that you're going to know where it's going to go. But MicroStrategy of all your choices, with what Bitcoin's been doing, this one's just extra foolish. I mean, the retardation's been cranked up to 11 here. My general thoughts on the current health and state of the market is, again, same as before. You know, earnings are still holding up. The general economy is still holding up. There is one difference. There is one critical update that I do want to give the community is some of the more recent inflation statistics have come in a little hotter. And this is making Jay Powell and the Fed chairs a little bit more nervous, because the last thing that they want is to pretty much think inflation's done with, start lowering rates, have inflation re-kick back up because the economy is moving again, and then have to re-raise rates when they want to continue lowering rates to support jobs, right? They want to keep things gradual. They want to keep it stable so that once they know inflation's done with, they can go and support jobs, not wind up restarting inflation and causing worse unemployment. So right now, current futures market, you know, it's been pricing in the current expectation for less likely interest rate cuts in December. However, Jerome Powell still remains in general dovishly footed, as do other Fed chairs. after, if they don't cut rates in December, they may choose to cut rates in the meeting after that. They still need to keep supporting the labor market. But admittedly, we might be on a little bit more of a slower time schedule. Either way, I would say TradFi is still looking strong, especially with Trump coming through. I mean, if you look at periods throughout history where they've cut taxes, right, they were always followed with some of the biggest bull runs ever. Okay. If you look at the stock market in the 90s, if you look at when they cut taxes in the early 2000s, and, you know, admittedly, that would lead up to quite the bull run as well, sadly ending in 2008, but that wasn't an issue of tax policy. I believe even in the 60s, they would cut taxes as well, and the stock market performed very well there as well. The stock market's now pricing in the fact that the wealthy are no longer worried for unrealized capital gains being taxed, which is complete crazy talk. And now that this fear is gone, they can price in a low tax environment, a low regulatory environment, and this market's performing better. I mean, literally look at any of those periods in history where they've cut taxes. PE ratios for the stock market always trade higher in turn. Always. I wish I could pull up a few graphs. Sadly, that kind of came in here last minute. But next week, I'd love to show everybody, you know, some of this information, probably a little more formally and properly. But no,
you're doing a great job. Don't worry about that at all. And like as you were talking, guys, this is unreal. I'm watching this. This is just
13 bucks.
Yeah, it's just climbing up. This is
13 bucks off.
yeah. I mean, this is coming in quick. I'm telling you guys, 100,000 Bitcoin is we're right on the cusp of it, and we've been telling you for the longest time. So I mean, like I said, we're witnessing history right now. We're so happy for you guys to be here. Be sure to click that like button so we can get this information out to everybody else. Adam, let's go to you. You had some interesting news of everything going on in crypto real quick.
Oh boy, you know, considering how close we are to 100K Bitcoin, crypto Twitter is still fairly calm, which is an indicator that retail is not quite here yet.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, I have a lot of stories to share that happened in the last couple of days all around the place. So forgive me if it sounds like a bit spurgy, but it is what it is.
It's crypto after all.
Yeah. You can see the screen, right?
Yep. Go ahead and share it because we can just see the people on the screen.
Okay.
Change your whatever. Yeah, there you go.
All right. So first story, Bob Lucas, all-time trader, great resource for general crypto sentiment. I follow his videos. You should too. He released one of his new videos today on his what he calls the 4-year cycle, basically a macro analysis of how Bitcoin is doing. Out of the entire video, one point that caught my attention was that something you guys mentioned earlier with the whole ETF and institutions coming in. These are not retail players who just want some quick money to get out. These are institutions who are playing the long game. They're probably not selling for at least, I would say, like 5 to 10 years. James, you can correct me on those time frames.
Yeah, no, the institution holding period is a minimum 3, average 5, probably 10 plus. So minimum 3. So 5 years, 5 to 10 is right on the average. Yep.
Yeah, you can imagine then. So he didn't call it yet, but mentioned the possibility of this leading into the fabled super cycle. Not calling it either myself, it's just an idea. If there's no big crash after the top next year, could it extend more into what they call the super cycle, where you basically get 2 cycles back to back? Technically, yes, but it's too early to call. And
yeah, we gotta kind of take this and the global liquidity cycle we've been talking about into account, right? Institution can bring in the liquidity, but if the global liquidity start going down, they will have a less dry powder to buy. So sure, I mean, we can go into that's where I think what would happen is that 2025, if the global liquidity cycle continues, it's going to peak 2025, 2026, and the liquidity is going to start coming down, and institutions are going to continue to buy into the bear cycle, but I don't think they'll be able to kind of push the price up, right? They might be able to keep the price stable at some point, or maybe, cushion the crash on the Bitcoin. But I don't know about the other, cryptocurrency, because I think what we're seeing is Bitcoin kind of decoupling from rest of the crypto market. I think that's what we're seeing.
Yeah. We are actually witnessing that. If you don't believe us, look at Ethereum.
I'm gonna get there. Don't worry. All right. So story number 2. Some people wonder why Solana took so long to get to its all-time high. Well, I think one of the major players involved in that has to be Pump.fun. So for those who don't know, Pump.fun is a dApp in a decentralized application in Solana, which lets you create new meme coins for basically nothing. And it got on a lot because degenerates want to gamble, and this is zero investment gambling. If you hit a winner here, then you can probably be set for life. But the fees that they collect in Solana have been ridiculous. So far, the site came up, I think it was around March or April this year. And so far, they have collected over $120 million in fees. And they've been selling a lot. And I mean a lot of those fees. So
Holy shit.
They're printing money over there. It's like
they really are. They
Good
are
on them.
I mean,
Yeah.
they call it the Solana casino for a reason, because you come and you gamble on the meme coins, and the chips you got to buy are Solana. It's a genius business model.
Yeah, but what's awesome is that it's driving the adoption on Solana.
Yes.
I mean, it's bringing more developers, bringing more awareness from the retail and the DGens, and it's pumping up the activity. That's kind of almost like a pressure testing Solana of its network. Because, Solana, as we know, had a lot of problems, a lot of teething problems in the beginning, right? So plus hopefully the fire dancer by beginning of the year. I mean, it's crazy. That's why, we've been here on the show, been saying Solana is going to be next ETH. And ETH is not going to be able to catch up unless they can do something drastic, which I don't think it's going to happen.
No, they won't. Yeah, if you made something like Pump.fun on Ethereum, it would just crash the entire blockchain, and the fees would go to like $1,000 each. Like even with the entire traffic, like I think I saw the statistic that we are over 30,000 daily memes being made on
Jesus.
on
Printing money.
Pump.fun. And so they sold on like 2 days ago, they sold $25 million worth of Solana. So yeah, they're raking in the price of making that up. Like kudos to them.
It's nice to see a crypto company that actually makes more money than just by holding a token. Finally.
Yeah.
All right. Story number 3. The life and blood of the crypto markets. USDT Tether has minted $1 billion today. And since November 8th has minted $9 billion. For those who don't know, Tether has been the subject of a lot of scandals before, a lot of scrutiny. A lot of people are of the opinion that Tether manipulates crypto, and it's the only reason why crypto even pumps and has bull cycles. Is it the case? I've seen evidence to suggest that they do have their reserve backed, not exactly $1 for $1, but they have like a solid reserve. Could they be scamming everyone? Yeah. After all, Tether is tied to, I think it was Bitfinex, if I'm not mistaken. And
Bitfinex. Yep.
I forget the name of the guy, the black dude who is
Arthur Hayes.
Arthur Hayes, yeah. And he has his own fair share of controversies. So could it all be a scam? Yeah. Does it matter right now? No. Because even if Tether turns out to not have the backing right now, the institutional players coming in might be able to subsidize the lack of the real money from Tether. Just
Yeah, so one of the things I've been hearing is that Tether is actually one of the biggest holders of US Treasury, right? So there's a kind of change of opinion happening in the US government, is that they used to scrutinize Tether, saying that it's a scam, but now they're saying, wait a minute, Tether is one of our biggest customers of our debt. So now they're saying, well, we want Tether to do well because so we can continue to print more debt for the U.S. government. So the sentiment is changing in U.S. government. So they're more than willing to work with the Tether now, which is another good news for crypto industry, right? And the other thing I heard is that the podcast company Rumble actually have I think somewhere around $250 million sitting in cash, and they wanted to start buying Bitcoin. And GAYsler chimed in on the Twitter saying that, hey, give me a call. So, I mean, everything's happening, guys. It's crazy.
It really is. And the price action is reflecting like literally live right now on the podcast.
Yeah. So up to a bit of drama. So, so peanut versus peanut. There are, for those who don't know, a couple of days before the election, some guy had a squirrel called Peanut, and the New York police went into his house, raided it, and killed his fucking pet just because some Karen reported it to them, and he didn't have the license to own a squirrel, which is ridiculous. If the damn animal is not hurting anyone, like, you should be able to own it. And it's not like he's owning a lion or anything; it's just a squirrel. So, some even consider that part of the reason why Trump actually won the election. Like, some people rally
behind,
yeah, justice for Peanut.
And Fred, the raccoon.
So, as with any notable event nowadays, of course, it got coins made out of it. The drama occurs because there were two coins made out of it. Peanut, like the whole word, this one, the OG one. And there is also one called Peanut, as in PNUT, so abbreviated. This OG one is quote unquote the community version, the one that is like community owned. The other one is the Cabal coin. The Cabal coin got listed a couple of days ago on Binance, and it fucking ripped, made a 50x move out of that listing.
Let's clarify that real quick, Adam. 1 second. So for you guys, so just so you guys know, with meme coins, okay, because I'm this is my area of expertise, okay. So with meme coins right now, okay, there's two types of meme coins. There's organic meme coins that are made and sustained by a community and organically pushed up, and there's something called Cabal coins, which is like, this is a VC group. It's a venture capital group. They put together a bunch of marketing. They put together a whole team, and they have the intentions to pump this thing. Brett is a Cabal coin. Peanut, PNUT, is a Cabal coin. And the cryptocurrency community does not like Cabal coins because it's anti-crypto. It's non-organic. They're not seen as cool, right? Some of the coins that are at the top right now that are non-Cabal coins.
Oh no, WIF is Cabal coin, right?
WIF is low-key Cabal coin. Popcat is a non-Cabal meme coin. You do have a bunch of these other ones on the market. I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head, or non. Fog is non-Cabal coin. Popcat is a non-Cabal coin, and I think Chill Guy, I'm not sure. It's too soon to say, but the Cabal coins are not really respected by the community. And this original Peanut was made before the PNUT version by a Cabal, and then Binance put this on their website and promoted it. And if you just go to bubblemaps.io, bubble maps is plural, .io, you can see the wallet of Peanut, the one that is not really supported by the main people. And what is it? It's on Solana, isn't it? Is the Cabal coin? I can't. It's not popping.
Both are on Solana.
It's not popping up for some reason.
Well, you know what would be good? Jonathan showed me a wallet tracker a couple of days ago, and we were looking at the Binance wallet, and Binance owns like 45% of the supply of the Cabal peanut.
Oh yeah,
So
here it is. I
no
found the wallet.
wonder they wanted to list it.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about right here. This is the peanut. This is the bubble map. So this, if you go to this website called bubblemaps.io, at home, you right there, you can track the wallet and see this wallet right here. 45% of the whole supply is owned by Binance. So people are kind of pissed off about this because they have made so much money off of capitalizing on the virality of this, and that is what Adham is talking about. Adham, you could take it away now. Sorry, I just wanted to.
Yeah, no worries. Binance has 45% of the supply currently. That is like $800 million. So yeah, no wonder they listed that version of peanut. So the original peanut, the community one, was listed like 5 days before the Cabal version, and it got even got retweeted by Elon Musk. So now there's a lot of drama about the original trying to overcome the Cabal version. Lil Pump, for some reason, is now the champion of the community version. He even got a tattoo of the fucking squirrel.
This man is an entrepreneur. I gotta say, this man is one hell of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so that is basically the biggest drama currently in crypto Twitter. For
It's
the
a-
laws,
It's a
people
BTC versus BTH all over again. I'm having flashbacks.
also people cheating on Ethereum because it's the cool thing to do now.
Buy
Accurate.
Ethereum, bro. Oh, you idiots. You idiots.
Such a disappointment.
What a
I
failure.
mean, listen. Would the Ethereum go up because all the crypto market pumps? Sure, you can make money on Ethereum, but there's a faster horse. You can make more money on other stuff.
Every other
You
horse
make
is
more money on
faster.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Oh,
a
it's-
safer.
oh,
It's a
Risk in
safer.
crypto.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so I have two stories left. One is a serious one, and one is a joke one. Which one do you want to hear first?
Do the kid last.
The kid last. Okay, so here's I found a brief summary of the crypto bill, the crypto act, Bitcoin Act that 2024. I don't know if Jonathan, if you want to go over it. I just
Yeah,
found
just
it.
go over it. Go ahead. Click on it and make that image bigger for the people at home so they can see it full screen. If you could you zoom in on that? Control plus.
Sure.
Command ++. Bloody PC degenerate.
PC master race. You'll need to zoom in more, Adam, because it's too small. Keep going, or maybe save the image to your computer.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just reshare. I'll go ahead and prep that on your back end there. Open it.
Okay, this way.
Yeah, zoom in some more. There you go. Perfect. Okay, there we go. I'll pull this off the screen.
Okay. So the Bitcoin Act of 2024, Senator Cynthia Lumens is one of the main backers of it. So the idea is essentially make America a leading country in terms of cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. So a brief summary of what the act will entail. The first one is to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This has many ramifications. The United States buying Bitcoin and holding a reserve of it on its own would pop the price. When we're going to get to the amount later. So it will pop the price, but it will also force other countries like China, like Russia, to start buying as well to remain competitive. Because if Bitcoin is going to be the new gold, then everyone is going to want to have as much of it as they can. Second off, it could help the United States pay off its debt. Because I'm not too keen into the numbers really, but I know that the United States has like the debt has risen for in like $4 trillion in the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. So it will help them lower that.
U.S.
So-
debt's all-time high, baby. All-time high national
All
debt.
time-
Let's fucking go.
Keep spending. Keep
Let's
spending.
go. Spend it. I'll send Ukraine and Israel more money.
Yeah. So step 2 would be the purchase program for the reserve. So the idea is for the United States to buy 200,000 Bitcoin per year for 5 years. So
Starting
they
in
will-
2025. Starting in 2025. That's in the legislation. The legislation is in the chat, guys. You could read it as well right here, congress.gov/bill. It's right there in the chat.
So the idea is to buy in total 1 million BTC, so 1/20th of the supply. That's a lot of Bitcoin. Even just the initial 200K, OTC desks are reported to have only 150,000 Bitcoin available. So even like 3/4 of the way through next year, you could see them run out of Bitcoin, and then the other 50K Bitcoin will have to be bought out of market. And that's when the real price movements are going to start coming in. Potentially, time-wise, that could help make the last peak, since it would be around Q4. Just something to keep in mind. And they want to hold it for at least 20 years. There's a lot of Bitcoin off the market for 20 years, like 1/20th of the supply basically removed.
5%.
Yep.
Of course,
I love
in
the
the
math
sense,
from Alex. 5%. 5% of the total.
Yeah, less than me for sure. That's it.
so in the for the sake of transparency, they want to publish audited reports quarterly, just to make so people can check that the reserve is actually there and not all bluff. I think they keep it, if they want to really keep it in the spirit of crypto, they should just publish the wallet address.
Yeah.
There's no need for a report. We just need the address to see how much Bitcoin is actually in there.
Yep.
So consolidating current holdings, forcing every agency in the United States government to send the Bitcoin they hold to the strategic reserve. So this is really bullish because the CIA has a lot of confiscated Bitcoin, and this would prevent them from ever selling it because it would have to be transferred to the reserve.
Yeah, and I bet you DOJ and FBI has a lot of it too, right? With the
Oh, yeah.
Silk Road and all that crap.
Oh, yeah.
So point number 5, voluntary state participation. Basically allowing the states to participate or not on this initiative. That's what I get from it.
Oh, 96,000, Joseph.
Did we just do it? There we go. 96,000 Bitcoin.
Get money!
So,
Yeah. Bang. Clean.
James, you can help me with this point. I'm not understanding correctly. So the first 6 billion of the earnings each year will go.
That's the Strategic
so-
Bitcoin Reserve, SBR, Strategic Bitcoin
Yeah,
Reserve.
Okay.
so what happens is that when Federal Reserve lend money to the banks, it gets profit from the interest lending to different banks, right? So they make money. Actually, Federal Reserve makes money just like any other banks. So they're saying that 6 billion of that profit every year would go to Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. So they'll buy $6 billion worth of Bitcoin every year.
Amazing. And finally, one of the most important parts is the protection of property rights regarding Bitcoin. So crypto promotes self-custody.
Yeah, this is huge. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And so they want to make it so that the United States government can never seize or confiscate lawfully owned Bitcoin. So that's where the caveat is. They'll probably want you to play by the rules, but as long as you do, then your money should never be able to be taken away from you.
Yeah. Remember
This is-
when US went on a gold standard, US dollar went on gold standards, the government actually confiscated all the gold from its citizens. I think there was a like limit you can keep small amount, but all the gold had to be confiscated by U.S. government, and they just gave you greenbacks for it, right? So this would prevent government from doing that.
Yeah, and this has a really positive effect, which is it brings certainty. So the one thing that the markets hate is uncertainty. That's why wars usually tank the prices, because people don't know what's going to happen, so they're afraid to invest their money. That is also why the ending of wars is always bullish, because people are stop being afraid that the war is going to end, and they think that they can gamble their money again. So having a clear regulatory margin for crypto in the US is really bullish, because people will be able to know, okay, I can do this and I cannot do this. Currently, it's all in the air. You can be trading as normal and then have the SEC knocking on your door, try to get you in jail just because. So yeah, this is really bullish to have a clear regulatory margin. Here in Panama, there is no single mention of crypto in law. So it is technically permitted to own, but at the same time, it is not protected. So if a bank learns that I'm using crypto, they have their full right to close my account and kick me out of the bank, basically. And I have no way of appealing that decision, because there is nothing protecting my rights as a crypto owner. So this is the kind of stuff that can be prevented with a clear regulatory margin. So I think this is, in general, the entire act is really positive, and yeah, like it's probably going to lead to an even bigger bull market, all things considered. Now, for the last story, this is peak crypto being crypto. So Pump.fun is really popular. People know that you can make a lot of money on it. And people also know in the back of their mind that 99% of whatever launches in Pump.fun is a complete scam and it's going to get rogged. But this is a new level. So there's this kid who was apparently Pump.fun now allows you to stream on your token when you create it.
Christ.
And so there's this 13-year-old kid who decided to create a token called Quant. And
Gen Z Quant. Gen Z Quant.
So he created token, and a couple of minutes later, I'll put on the video in a moment. So a couple of minutes later, he dumped it for $30,000.
Yeah.
A lot of money. You're 13 years old, right?
Yeah, good.
The people tried to get back at him, and so they decided to start pumping the shit out of the coin, to the point where if he hadn't sold, his bag would be worth $4 million. Now, you have to consider that people wouldn't have even bought that much in the first place if he hadn't dumped it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still like really hilarious that the extremes to which people would go just to get back at him. Not only that, they've doxed everything about him, his entire family. Even people found out his mother's TikTok account, and they started like harassing her in the comments about how his child stole money from people. But yeah, big degeneracy. I'll put on the video so you can see his reaction to getting the money.
This coin is now worth $34 million.
Yeah. It $34
million. Yeah, go ahead, make it full screen, and then you could see this is a live shot of him pulling the rug on everybody and scamming them. Go ahead. There's no audio. I think you have to hold on, pause it. You have to reshare. You have to reshare your thing and click add audio. So just stop that and click share, and then click share with audio. And after this, we're going to wrap up. I have some quick bullet points, and then we're going to get going here, guys. Sit tight, because we got some more quick alpha coming from me. And then we'll let you guys know.
should be
All right.
good now.
Make it full screen. All right, here we go. Take a look here real quick. This is hilarious.
Oh, thanks.
Wait, what?
He said, wait,
Wait,
what?
I'm so confused.
What? Oh,
Bro.
yo, it's nuked. Why is it nuked?
No way.
Oh.
Holy fuck! Holy fuck!
You full clip.
Holy fuck! Thanks for the 20 bandos.
Yeah, he did.
Yo, 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 what the fuck?
God damn, bro's on repeat.
No, 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 no.
Lagging.
Nah, bro.
Oh no, that little fucker.
Yeah.
That little
Oh,
fucker.
that's
I mean,
hilarious. That's
30
hilarious.
years old and he made
13,
$30,000. Kudos to him.
Yeah, but
30 or 30? 30 or 30?
13.
30.
13.
13.
13 years old, and he rugged. So basically, guys at home, what happened? He made a coin on Pump.fun because it's that easy to make a meme coin. He promoted it. He was live streaming it, and then when the price initially pumped up, he pulled out the coins that were given to him because as you create a coin, you have a percentage of coins that's given to you. And then he rugged it. He sold all his coins immediately, took $30,000 and was like, fuck you, I did it. Oh my God. So it's just crazy because this coin was made like I think on the 20th at 8 a.m. So not even fucking 3 days old, but the community is getting revenge now and they're pumping it. It's at $35 million fully diluted market cap with $2 million in liquidity. They're trying their hardest to get back at this kid. They've doxed his family. They've doxed his mother, his father, his sister. And he actually even made, I don't know if you talked about this, he made a coin called Sorry right after that. Pumped it and he rugged it again.
Chad.
This little fucking fat white scammer.
I mean, it's becoming like whenever a meme catches on a crypto, they'll start combining it with other memes. So this week, the biggest meme has been Quant and also Chill Guy.
Yeah.
So I've seen like at least 15 versions of Chill Quant.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up real quick here. So I'm gonna power through some quick information, but I'm gonna show you something really valuable. So sit tight here, guys. Just so you guys know, this is the mind share of what's going on right now in the total crypto Twitter. So what this is an AI called Kato AI, and it's very expensive. It's $1,000 a month, but if you can afford it, go get it. What this is shows you what everybody on Twitter is talking about. As you can see, Chill Guy is right here. It's in the mind share of the top 20 tokens, but Bitcoin is at a pretty high percentage, 20% almost here, because Bitcoin has a lot of price action. Ethereum usually has 12 to 11%, and Solana is pretty much lower. But as Ethereum dies, Solana is going to flip this in dominance for sure. Looking at the last 48 hours, not too much of a change. If you look at the distribution here, but Bitcoin did go up because Bitcoin is in its current price discovery right now. If you look at the narrative mind share, this is what's happening, guys. AI is still and has been leading the mind share the entire time. Now, AI is number one and memes are number two. If nobody, if you're listening to crypto gurus who are not telling you to take memes serious, they're telling you to not take memes seriously, you need to find someone else to listen to. GameFi is dead. GameFi is not happening. It is dog shit. It's hype. Off the grid is the only thing that came out. AVAX prices in the dumpster. Who cares? People want price action. The reason why AI is here is because AI has these LLMs, these large language models that are being run 24/7, 365, promoting their coins online. That is coin like GOAT. That is coined like Fart Coin. That is coined like Cerebro. Okay. GOAT was just listed on Truth Terminal. Okay. These AIs, the thing about these AIs and the cryptos that they are tied to. Okay. I'm talking about Truth_Terminal on X. I'm talking about Cerebro. I'm talking about AI 16Z. These things are AIs that are just connected to Twitter, and allegedly This is just AI talking and promoting the coin 24/7, 365. It never gets tired. It never gets running out of creativity. It is just consistently going. And if you just look at the charts of these coins, it's absolutely crazy to see the speed of growth on these AI meme coins. They are not to be slept on. I'm going to show you a couple of them. I'm going to show you GOAT. I'm going to show you Fart Coin, and I'm going to show you Cerebro. And I know these things may sound like kind of crazy and crass or whatever, but GOAT has been promoted by the Truth Terminal AI, and you could see it started here on October 10th. It's already worth $900 million, and it was actually worth 1.2 billion just a couple days ago. It's currently, like I said, all memes and everything is draining right now because Bitcoin is pumping in price. Okay. Secondly, look at this. This is Cerebro. This is Cerebro. Cerebro is worth $396 million. This was launched on October 25th. So from October 25th, about a month ago, this thing has shot up to $396 million. So when people are telling you to buy Doge, you're not going to make as much money putting a little bit into Doge because it takes billions to move this. It only takes millions to move this. This is where the money's at. Okay. And then also, you could look at stuff like Fartcoin as well. This is also held by the Truth Terminal AI. And I mean, just look at these charts. This was made
at 97K Bitcoin. Sorry, but it's happening literally live right now.
97K. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
No, that's great to know. I wasn't even paying attention. Jesus, we might hit 100.
Get money.
There we go. 96,851. This is absolutely insane. This is some crazy price movement we're seeing here. But again, going back to this, look, Cerebro, October 25th was launched. Currently now $396 million. You're going to see more of these AI tokens front running and launching very, very high price valuations. Keep an eye on GOAT. GOAT is the industry leader. It has kind of made the trend here. And then on top of that, like I said, Fartcoin is also held by GOAT, a little bit down right now. But I mean, look at this chart. This is what you want to see. And then again, Cerebro, look at this chart. So, you know, there are some speculation out there, people saying that these coins are actually
Shut up and take my money.
These coins are actually ran by humans. I wouldn't be surprised, but that is the narrative, and you got to follow the narratives. My Truth, $5 super chat. Quick question for a straight up newbie: what exchange would you recommend the most for a noob? Coinbase, Robinhood, Kraken, Crypto.com, Bybit, Trust. Start depending on where you are, but I mean Coinbase is the easiest. Robinhood you could do from your phone.
Kraken. I like Kraken.
I like Kraken, but I wouldn't. Yeah, Coinbase, Kraken, like even Binance, like the big ones. I know you can use Robinhood on your phone, but try not to use crypto on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't even do that.
Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. But yeah, that's what we got to say right there. Looking real good. So real quick. So there's some big news here too, because, you know, hot news is just hitting my desk every second right now. So I'm going to kind of shotgun through this, and I'm going to talk about the big thing that's going to shoot Bitcoin's price up through the moon. Okay. So this real quick, we're going to shotgun through these. Justin, President-elect Trump to consider creating the first ever White House crypto roll. Bullish. When institutions and governments are behind your project, that is huge. Bitcoin has a long-term. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to shotgun through these, but go ahead. Go.
Yeah. You know who was supposed to go to White House to talk to Trump and his staff about crypto? Charles Hodgkins. ADA.
Yeah, that was also covered. Yeah, he's the founder of Cardano.
And the founder of Solana, Anatoly, gave him thumbs up, saying that he's a very fair person. He's going to do good work. So he's not just going to push, Cardano. He's going to push all the crypto.
Oh yeah. Bitcoin has a larger market cap than the 3 top banks in the world combined. Bitcoin 1.85 trillion. This is an old number. Bitcoin, as of right now, let me refresh this and see the market cap. Bitcoin is now 1.91 trillion market cap. So this $4 trillion number that these guys are projecting, I mean, we're halfway there, and we have a long way ahead of us to go to Q4. We have a year ahead of us. Yeah. We have 1 year ahead of us. This is absolutely insane. So going back to that, yeah, it's now 1.91 trillion. JP Morgan 684 bill, Bank of America 356 bill, IC Bank of China 280 billion. Bullish as fuck. Then also, so this is also important. So Van Eck endorses President Trump's plan to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and this was done after I closed the tab by accident. But BlackRock first said there's a new sense of optimism regarding the Bitcoin strategic reserve. If America makes a Bitcoin strategic reserve, they're taking 1 million Bitcoin off the market for 20 years. China's going to copy. Russia's going to copy. Japan's going to copy. Japan is actually a really pro-crypto country. A lot of people don't know that. The EU, Great Britain, everybody's going to fall in line. The legislation can be tracked here. This is the legislation for once this thing gets struck dead, I think Bitcoin's going to take a hit. But if this thing gets passed into act, you need to pass it within the first 100 days of Trump's administration, obviously, ideally. So it's been introduced here on the tracker. Then it needs to go to Congress. Then it needs to go to the House. And then Trump is absolutely going to sign on it. It's going to become a law. It needs to be done. Trump seems to be taking cryptocurrency seriously. The woman in charge of this is Cynthia Lummis. Cynthia Lummis here is the senator of the state of Wyoming. You could follow her, Cynthia M. Lummis, on X for updates. She's consistently tweeting out updates. This is the actual document that Adham was sharing as well. And more importantly, here is the last thing. I think, Alex, you're going to share something right after me.
Oh, super quick. Yeah, just super
Fun fact, I think Cynthia Lumens was the one who started the laser eye still 100K trend last cycle.
Okay, so here's some bullish news, guys, and it's actually adding up with the price action right now. Okay, so historically speaking, Bitcoin enters what is known the parabolic zone on November 28th. It has consistently done this. It is, like I said, we're talking math, history, and logic only on the Tokyo Crypto Show Season 2. It is only math, logic, and history. And if you look back at November 28th, 2012, November 28th, 2016, November 28th, 2020, and now we are closing in on November 28th, 2024. This is when we enter the parabolic zone, which means Bitcoin starts ripping upwards. Remember,
banana zone, right? Banana zone. That's
the banana zone. As long as we continue to move up in November, then historically speaking, guys, remember I showed you those charts with all Bitcoin green September, green October, green November. That means we're going to go higher in December if history repeats itself. And we're going to go higher percentage-wise than we are now. So we're going to look at these prices now and be like, oh my God, this is nothing compared to what we have going on in December. We are going to have a very fucking Merry Christmas, in my opinion. This is huge right here. Okay. And then finally, the biggest news, and this is, nobody is really talking about this, which is terrifying, but it's terrifyingly good. Now, as you guys know, BlackRock has been buying all of their cryptocurrency off the market, which is known as OTC, over the counter, which is they're buying their cryptocurrency cash from miners and they're receiving it directly. So they're not pushing the price up directly. Okay. That's how they're fulfilling the orders for their ETF. The total amount of free crypto available to buy in June was 400,000 Bitcoin. That's it. The Bitcoin Strategic Reserve wants to buy 200,000 Bitcoin a year. That $400,000 balance as of November 15th on 2024 has gone down. This does not factor in the recent purchases of MicroStrategy of pulling 50,000 Bitcoin off the market. The OTC balance is now only 150,000 Bitcoin left. This has been bleeding out at 50,000 Bitcoin per month. We are expecting a gigantic supply crunch. And the only thing that they can do to get people to sell the Bitcoin that they need is to raise the price. I believe in 1 to 3 months, we are going to see the OTC Bitcoin best balance go to zero. Worst case scenario by April, and then Bitcoin is going to jettison upwards. This is not any hopium. This is not any copium. This is pure supply and demand, because when the supply is low, the demand goes up, and demand is reflected in price. So we have, even as at this point right now, this was November 15th. Guys, it's 6 days later. We have less than 150,000 Bitcoin left for BlackRock, Van Eck, Coinbase. All of these people are fighting to scramble and get as much Bitcoin as possible. When this goes to zero, we're going to see some crazy shit.
And remember, they said Microsoft is about to jump in. Remember, Sailor's talking to Microsoft about to jump in. And Marathon Digital, the mining company, said, we don't want to sell it anymore. We want to start buying again. So, I mean, this is crazy.
It is absolutely insane. People don't really understand what's about to happen. And it's incredibly crazy. Alex, you have something. I said, guys, we have breaking news hitting the desk every single second here.
Yeah. So this is just the Fear and Greed Index. Basically, it's just a measure of market sentiment. And we're at all-time highs. And the market is less excited than it was a week ago. So when we talk about like, crypto Twitter feels kind of a bit chill this week, it's good compared to last week. It is. So we're as bullish as we've ever been price-wise, but we're not, we're excited. We're greedy, but we're not extremely. We're not foaming at the mouth. We're not falling over ourselves, being like, it's a super cycle and it's here forever and the new paradigm and all. Everything's just chill. And that's what you like to see when price is going up. You just like to see, yep, people are just going, it's natural. We're sitting here looking at 97 and we're going, listen, like, that's nowhere near where we would be going. Oh, it's time to sell. So, my heart rate doesn't increase seeing the price launch up. I'm relaxed. We're all pretty. We're happy, but we're chill, and that's really good. That is a really good sentiment to have when everything is actually going bananas. So, keep an idea. Everyone should go and find that website. I think it's alternative.me/crypto fear and greed index. Just sort of like check in on that every now and again and see how your feelings are stacking up with the rest of the market. And it can be a good indicator of sentiment.
I mean, there's so much data and everything out there. And actually, so something just hit my desk right now. It's regarding that kid. So, he's a fat little white scammer, and they've been digging and they've been finding all this information out. Turns out that they think his mother, actually, it's been confirmed, his mother actually had an affair. And he is actually not the son of the man that.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Is a DNA test confirmed, and it's actually a scamming child. Charlie from Cultivate Crypto is actually the father. He's a white guy. He's a scammer. He's fat. It's been a devastating. I mean, just don't do things bad, guys. We'll see.
Now you got me.
We'll get to you later.